What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at this right here. This is the Dreo ChefMaker, and they sent me this over to check out. So let's go ahead and take a look. Before I go over the machine itself, I want to show you some of the stuff that I have cooked with it. So I cooked a steak, came out perfect. I cooked some chicken, came out nice and juicy. And I cooked some salmon, came out great as well. And the best thing about this machine is that it's completely set and forget it. So you select what you're cooking, you select how well done you want it, and it just does its thing. No checking up on it, no checking temperature. It does everything itself. As we take a closer look at the ChefMaker here, it has this really sleek and sophisticated design, which I absolutely love. This is gonna look awesome sitting on your counter. Now, as far as sitting on the counter, it's about 15.6 inches tall, so it will fit under those cabinets. It fits under my cabinets, no problem. As far as what you will get a temperature probe here. Of course, this is going to be really great for cooking things to your desired temperature or doneness. And again, they show you how to do all of that. You get two different cooking trays here. So you have this one right here, and then we have one in the basket itself. So we have a second one here. And again, they tell you which one you will need to use. Talking about the basket in the trays, everything is dishwasher safe. This is going to be 6 quarts total. So this is a 6-quart machine. And one thing I really do love about this is that when you do put the basket back in, you have lights so you can see what you're cooking. Now those don't just turn on when you put something in. There's a little button right here and you can toggle it on or off. So if you want to see your stuff cooking without having to open it, you can go ahead and do that. Of course, all of your controls and screen is right here. I will go over all of that. And then at the top here, we have a little reservoir for water. So this actually uses water. And again, all of the recipes will tell you when you'll need to use water, but you have the little reservoir. It's very easy to fill up and it's very easy to clean as well. When it comes to using the ChefMaker, you can use the on-screen controls or the mobile app. I'm going to show you both. So the on-screen controls, if they are off, as you can see here, we just hit the power button and that turns things on. Now there are 3 different cooking modes that you can go ahead and go through. So over here, we have chef mode, we have classic cook and probe cook. You can also set favorites. So if you're cooking the same thing over and over, instead of going down into the menus, you can set your favorites and then you can go into your settings. Now, to go into anything, of course, you can see I'm using the arrows really easily to go through everything. Now, chef mode, that is sort of like the smart or intelligent mode. So if we go in there, we can select what we're cooking. So say we're cooking beef. We go into beef and say we're cooking maybe let's see, we'll cook a ribeye. So we're gonna cook a ribeye and it tells you the estimated time over here, which is nice, but we're gonna go ahead and select ribeye. And then it shows you on the screen, use the grilling rack, ensure the probe tip is in the meat at its thickest part, rub the steak with butter before cooking for better browning. It tells you everything. So when you go through and do all of that, you hit go and then you select your doneness. So you can select, medium rare, medium well, well done. And then once you do that, so we select medium rare, and then you can select 2 different flavors. So there's the sous vide flavor or the classic flavor that you can select very easily. And again, it will give you estimated time based on which flavor you select, which is awesome. So that is the sort of smart cooking mode or the chef mode. Classic cook is like your normal air fryer. So we select classic cook. We select air, you can do air fry, defrost, everything that you would get with a normal air fryer. We hit air fry and then over here, we can select the temperature. And this goes all the way up to 450. So you can select the temperature and then of course you just select your time and you can go ahead and start air frying or whatever you select. And then we have the probe cook. So that uses the temperature probe, you select it and you just select your target temperature. So whatever you want your temperature to be of what you're cooking, you select that and it will cook to that temperature. So those are the 3 different modes. Very easy to go ahead and do. So here I am in the Dreo app. It's really easy to get the ChefMaker added in here. Now in here, you can just turn the unit on and off. So it's in standby mode, but I can set it power and it just goes completely on and off. Now say you want to cook something, you just go in here, and again, you have all the same modes that you get on the screen on the unit. So you can do chef mode, classic mode, and probe mode. And then if we go in here, again, we can select beef, lamb, pork, anything, and it's the exact same thing. So if I'm cooking filet, it tells me all my tips and how to do everything. We hit next. you pick your flavor, and then you just hit send a device. You know, of course, you select your doneness as well. Very easy to go ahead and do that. And you hit send a device and it will start going. It's really easy to go ahead and do that. We'll go back out of there. Of course, you can turn your light on and off as well. So again, if you just want to use the app to turn the light on, you can go ahead and do that. And then you can see your history. So you can see the different things that you've cooked. So you can see the 2 things I have cooked in here so far. And you can select favorites. So these are favorites, you know, that would appear on the machine as well. So you can add certain, you know, poultry, certain meats to your favorites so you don't have to go through the menus. There is a tutorial you can go into. There are settings. So in your settings, you can, of course, like set your Wi-Fi info, share the device, set your notifications. You can run through maintenance as well, as far as like, you know, cleaning out the water tank and everything like that. You can set your screen timeout. All that stuff you can go ahead and set in here. Anything that you would want to do with the device, it's all right in this menu. And if you go over here, there's actually recipes as well. So you can like go through and find recipes that are actually made for this machine, because typically you go online and you see just like air fryer recipe, but this has like recipes that are specifically made for this machine, which is really awesome. But the app is extremely easy to use. All right, so let's cook some stuff. So I have a steak here. This is a ribeye steak. It's not really all that thick. I have it seasoned with the Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse seasoning. And all I have to do, power this on, and we'll go to chef mode, go in there, and we'll select beef. And we will select ribeye. Select ribeye. And it says use the grilling rack. So in here, the grilling rack is already in. So we have the grilling rack already in there. So we have that part done. I have to put the temperature probe in our thickest part of the meat, which I think is right here. You can see that the probe is connected right there. So we connect the probe, no problem. Put this back in. And then onto the next step here. And we want it medium rare, so we'll select that. And we're gonna do the sous vide flavor. Now that it's done calculating, you can see that we have 45 minutes left. And I have to say, this is not all that loud, which I definitely like. So let's go ahead and let this thing cook and see how it comes out. So let's go ahead and take our steak out here. Take the temperature probe out. So here is what our completed steak looks like. We definitely have some crust on there, which is nice. I've cut into the steak. And as you can see, we have a really nice medium rare, almost a perfect medium rare, actually. Now we're gonna go ahead and cook some chicken. I have my chicken all seasoned up here. And we're gonna go ahead and use the app this time. So using the app, you just press on the actual machine and it will allow you to select your mode. So we're gonna go into chef mode and we're going to go to poultry, chicken breast, and it's going to tell us 25 to 30 minutes. And then the tips: ensure the probe is at the thickest part and don't overcook or don't overcrowd the basket. Now, if it doesn't tell you to use the grilling tray, you just use the normal tray that I have right here. So we'll go ahead and put this in there and make sure it's all the way in there. And then we're going to go ahead and insert our probe at the thickest part. Very easy to go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and put our chicken breast in. Again, connect the probe to the front here. So again, it kind of just slides in there. Very easy to put that probe in there. And then we're gonna go ahead, put this back in. So go ahead, put it back in. And we hit send to device and it's sent it, it's ready to go. And then it just says press play or play pause on the machine. We'll hit it. And it says water is required. So again, we filled up the tank, so water is good to go. And it's gonna cook and it's gonna show us on our phone how much time's left, as well as, you know, of course, on the machine as well. Our finished chicken looks like. Definitely has some good crust on it as well. And you can see we have a great, perfect cook that's actually juicy as well. And as you know, with chicken, this would take forever to cook on something like a skillet. So I really like that. Nice and juicy. The last thing that we're going to be cooking here is going to be salmon. So again, select chef mode, go down to seafood, and select salmon steak. And then it says, ensure the probe tip is at the thickest part of the food. So we'll do that. Make sure this is in here at the thickest part. There we go. And then it says, what does it say? It says, ensure the probe is at least halfway into the food. Did that. And then it says, place the food on the tray with the skin shell side up. So again, open this up, skin shell side up. So we'll flip this around, make sure our probe is connected, which again, just goes right in very easily. So you can see this is how our setup looks as it moves around a little bit in there. And we'll go ahead and put this back in as I have stuff all over my fingers. Go ahead and put that back in and we hit go. And it says water is required. So again, we have water in the top, so we're good to go. And it's gonna go ahead and start. Our salmon is finished, as you can see here. And what was really nice is that I got an alert on my phone and on my Apple Watch when it was done, which is awesome. So opening this up, we can see our fish inside there. And I believe they wanted you to flip it so you get that nice crispy skin. As you can see, this looks absolutely amazing here. Really crispy skin. I'll show you guys again so you can see just how awesome that looks. It's, like I said, perfectly cooked fish. Awesome. As we come to the end here, I have to say that this is probably the best air fryer that I've ever used. The best part about it, it's basically just set it and forget it. So you select the food that you want, you select how well done you want it, and then it just does its thing. You don't have to flip halfway through or do anything like that. You know, you don't have to kind of guess if you're looking at a air fryer recipe online. Everything is built into the machine. It knows, you know, what you're cooking. The temperature probe, of course, gives you that perfect temperature for whatever you're cooking. And I honestly never thought I would get a perfect cook on a steak in an air fryer, but this does it. Everything I cooked in here has come out great, and I can't wait to continue to use it. On top of that, it does have the mobile app, which is not only great for controlling this, but of course, you're gonna get firmware updates and things like that. So you can keep this up to date with like the latest recipes and everything like that. And this is really easy to clean. Like I said, everything is dishwasher safe, so really easy to clean up after you're done cooking. So if you are looking for an air fryer, one that cooks everything perfect, this is definitely it.